See what's going on out here? In that valley, there are hundreds of businesses, even thousands. And you know what? Most of them you wouldn't want to own. But there's a couple of them out there that if you purchase them, you'd make a lot of this stuff. So today I'm going to share with you how to avoid the nasty failure rates. There's 5 criteria you want to look for in picking a winning business. And at the end, I'm going to show you the easiest, best business in today's brand new economy. Come on.
One shot, now the future is yours. Go! I'm turning dreams into reality. Yeah, it's one shot, now the future is yours. Go!
Check it out. I own hundreds of businesses. And I want to tell you, back in the day when I only owned one, I had these blinders on, I was going in one direction, and I wasted a decade of my life because I didn't have the information that I'm going to be sharing with you in today's video. But the knowledge I'm going to share today has led to ownership of hundreds of successful businesses. This year, I will double the number of businesses that I own because it turns out it's not an art, it's a science. And today I'm going to share with you what that science is. Now check it out. We're talking about 5 ways to find the best business opportunities, and there's a lot of different acquisition models, but the reason why we're talking about this is because of this. We've got huge failure rates when it comes to business ownership, right? Like, you get it. If you go to college and you get a degree and you work for someone else, you can have a great job, you can make great money, but we know that the richest people on the planet are not people who work for people. They're the people that provide employment opportunities for others. And so you think of Elon Musk. I'm like, wow, dude, did that guy win the Lucky Sperm Club? He freaking nailed it. He crushed it. He won. Elon Musk is like ranked up there really high. Or you think of maybe like Warren Buffett that knows how to invest in winning businesses. We've got Jeff Bezos. We've got these iconic names. But at the end of the day, most of us, you and I included, we're not going to be like that iconic dude. Instead, we're just hoping to own a really great, solid business that grows. So check it out. Data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics shows that approximately 20% of new businesses fail during the first 2 years of opening. 45% of them fail during the first 5 years, 65% during the first 10 years. Only 25% of new businesses make it to 15 years or more. With so many failures, what are the common threads between the minority of businesses who stay afloat and make a profit? And that's what I'm going to be really covering with you today. I want to talk about the 5 things you need to look for, and then I'm going to give you my ultimate cheat sheet on where you should be looking today for the best opportunities now. This is Lego's official Hogwarts castle.
Welcome to Hogwarts.
Thousands upon thousands of pieces. The book to construct it is like this thick. Does that look simple to you? Well, to my son, that's super simple. But to a guy like me, I'm like, oh, well, if you're looking for a simple product, like, check this out. It's like a beanbag thing that you sit on, right? Like, it's very simple. There are complicated products and there are simple products. I'm going to tell you right now, I learned something from Tony Robbins. I paid hundreds of thousands of dollars to be in his airspace, have him as my mentor, and he taught me this. He said that complexity is the enemy of execution. In other words, if you want to have a successful business, you have to find a simple product or service that provides value to your customers. The more complicated your business, it doesn't mean it's not worthwhile, but that you're going to a pro level. You're going to have to bring in experts and accountants and lawyers, and it's going to get really, really dicey, and it's going to be in magnitudes. But the simpler the business, like I mowed someone's lawn, and then I hired someone to go get me 500 new lawns to mow this year. And then I hired out all of the work. And now I make $1 million a year because someone runs my lawn mowing business. That's not exactly what you would call a complicated business.
It's not complicated.
I think I used the first decade of my business life learning all the things what not to do. It's true I was a successful real estate investor, but my success in real estate was helping pay for all of my other business errors and business mistakes. I needed to have mentors. I needed to make mistakes. I needed to learn from them. And so today I'm hoping to shorten that learning curve dramatically for you because I'm going to tell you right now, my first business was so complicated and it really was the enemy of success for me. Today, I have very, very simple businesses for the most part. And you know what? It's so much easier to tweak a couple of dials and absolutely crush it. Number 2, let's talk about margin. Margin is the amount of money that you keep after you've done business. So imagine 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Here's $1,000. I did business. I earned $1,000. The question is, how much of it are you going to keep? You could literally select one business where you keep only $100 of it. There are other businesses out there where you keep like maybe little to nothing, or there's a business where you get to keep more of it. Let's just say that you collect 1,000 and you keep 300 of it. That's a 30% margin. Now, if you just happen to pick a business that was similar that only had a 10% margin, you collect 1,000 and you only keep 100, then you have to work 3 times harder to make the same amount of money, all because you selected a low margin business. So I'm going to tell you right now that one of the secrets to success in business, and also creating security, and also thriving in a really weird economy with crazy high inflation and governments imposing and mandates and wars on the other side of the world, is the higher the margin, the higher the safety net. That's exactly what Warren Buffett would tell you in his book, Snowball. And so when you look for a business, you've got to pick a business that you're going to be rewarded for your work. Who wants to work their butt off and keep almost none of the winnings? That's a risky business. Do you know what a safe business is? The more of the profit there is and the more you keep, the safer you are. Most businesses fail because they try to be too competitive with their pricing and aren't able to sell the necessary volume to stay afloat. Avoid this pitfall by offering superior quality and keeping your profit margins high for each sale. And on that same note, if you are going to go into business for yourself, or if you're going to buy a business, my opinion, you should commit to being the best. And there's only 3 different ways you can be the best. You can either be the best because you beat out with quality everything. You can also be the fastest, or you can be the cheapest. You can't be all 3. You'll lose if you try. You might be able to be 2 of the 3, but you should decide right now, when I go into business, am I going to have the highest quality? Am I going to be the cheapest? Or am I going to be the fastest? Dude, check it out. Do you see what I got right here? This is a magic pill. We just discovered a rare disease. One human being on the entire planet has it, and I have the cure.
Got to cure all of them, right?
Right.
That's what we do.
What's wrong with this business model? Let me tell you what's wrong with this business model. It's because you don't have a large enough market to succeed. And this is the third point you got to be looking for, which is I need some prospects to sell to, right? Check it out. Before conducting any business, research your market to make sure you will have an abundance of leads for your goods or service. There is no point in creating a system if you don't have a market to serve. So you've got to ask yourself, are you in love with a business where you just don't have enough prospects? Because if you are, you need to get divorced.
I want a divorce.
You need a business that can scale. Like, imagine if this book represented the size of your business and this represented the size of money that you get for doing this size of business. What if you couldn't grow your business anymore? Then you probably couldn't get more money. But imagine if you knew how to add to your business and then add to your income, add to your business, add to your business, add to your business, and make 5 times more money. Scaling is about saying, wow, I've got more leads, and then we grow our sales team and we sell more, and then we fulfill more, and then we get more clients, and this thing gets bigger and bigger and bigger. This is how you get $1 million business turning into a $100 million business, or maybe $1 billion business. Scaling is something you need to look at when evaluating your company. And at the end, I'm going to share with you my favorite way of scaling. But first, the best business opportunities won't have a capped income, but they will allow you to scale to increase your revenue. If you find yourself caught in a business that can't scale, then hire a manager to get your time back and scale by creating even more opportunity. This is the hardest part of business I find for most business owners, is that they are lone wolves. They have this philosophy, if you want it done right, you have to do it yourself. My dad, as an entrepreneur, tried to teach me this, and I got capped. I couldn't scale. I couldn't get any bigger. And one day I decided to just say enough is enough, and I threw it out and I said, what if you want something done right, you never do it yourself? And that's when I started scaling bigger and bigger and bigger. And with more scale came more money. With more money came more profit. I was able to take care of my people more. Today, scaling is the number one thing I look for when evaluating an opportunity. Number one mistake most business owners make is that they do business to produce income. But most of the time, they never think to also do business to sell it sometime and make a lot of money, as in, wow, that is a lot of retirement nest egg money right there. Check it out. The fifth thing I look for in any business is there has to be a built-in exit strategy. Just like exiting a building means that you're leaving and you're done. And at some point, your business, if you don't have an exit strategy, then you're just going to hand the business off or you're going to let it die. But if it's been successful, that business might be worth millions or hundreds of millions of dollars. One of my businesses alone this year has grown by 9 figures. That's over $100 million. You better be thinking, Kris Krohn is thinking about exit. He's going to turn that into cash. Check it out. Many people starting a business are so attached to their baby that they don't form a plan for how they will monetize their exit. The best businesses plan form this from the very beginning and are aware of the type of investors who will pay top dollars for the brand that they're developing. Right now, I start businesses literally almost every single day. I'm acquiring them, I'm starting them, and I'm merging with them. And number one thing I look for is I'm buying it for this amount today, but if I grow it and I develop it, what can I sell it for tomorrow? Making money is cool, but selling that asset and getting a big payday makes a difference for what your retirement looks like or your legacy. Over the years, I've had a chance to meet a lot of people with some really cool businesses, and once in a while I get jealous. Some genuine envy rolling and saying, man, that is such a brilliant idea. I wish I had come up with that. I wish I could get in on something like that. But I've since learned that there's a follow-up question that you have to ask. Are you franchised? Meaning, hey, that really cool idea, can someone else do your really cool idea over where I live or over on these islands or on the other side of the world? Some of the coolest businesses out there today, they're franchises. That means that someone already went through the trial and error and risked failure to prove an idea and to make it profitable and make it make money. And you know what? These days, I love to own franchises. I like to keep an ear out for the top franchises that basically say, Kris, least time, least effort, least risk, but make you the very most money. And whenever I find something like that, I'll hold on to it. Sometimes I'll buy a lot of the franchise. And that's my secret for you today. You see, a good franchise contains great margin and scalability and all the things that we've talked about today. And if you want to know, in my opinion, what some of the top franchises are, then you should talk to my franchise partner, Dan Olson. In a link below, you can actually learn directly from him about how he crushed it with Massage Envy and Fantastic Sam's and has scaled literally franchises to billion-dollar companies. Today, he's got his eyes set on 5 different franchises and he is smoking it. He is killing it to the max. And the cool thing is a lot of these are actually crazily affordable, or you can pair up with a partner and all of a sudden you could find yourself in a business. And no, I'm not talking about like Mickey D's where you got to have $2 million to literally add the building. I'm talking about some franchises where sometimes for as little as $20, $30, or $50,000, there's a way to get in the game and start playing. And it is one of the fastest accelerants I've ever seen to taking a business literally from nothing to profits like that. Click the link and learn about some of them that Dan Olson is up to. I think you'll like it. All right, Mr. Kris Krohn, I took your action steps. I clicked the link below. I'm going to learn more about franchises. Or maybe you already own a business and you're saying, I'm waiting to get it to that $1 million level, as in, what's it like when you're actually rolling in $1 million within your business? It's a good feeling. But if you want to know what it's really like, I've got 10 facts right here of what it's like to actually be a millionaire. Over the years, I've run into people that have some pretty cool businesses, and I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I get envious and I think, man, I wish that had been my idea. As if, like, it's gonna start over.